Hello there, fellow bullet journalers. I'll be showing you 3 unique ideas for a bullet journal spread, so let's jump right in with the first one, which is the app tracker page. I don't think the screen time analytics on smartphones go back beyond 7 days. I could be wrong, but I thought it would still be a good idea to track app usages because they're such a big part of our day. I have 4 categories, so 4 graphs, with the horizontal axis being the days of the month and vertical axis being the amount in hours, with this one being 6 hours. And for each categories, I write out my most used apps. So here with productivity, I do like Goodnotes, Procreate, some finance apps that I use, etc. My second category is a social media one, which is another big category, so my axis goes up to 6 hours, well, and also 6 plus as a reach. My excuse is that I'm starting out this channel, so gotta engage in the community. The third category is games, which I limit myself to 2 hours a day on weekdays, 3 to 4 on weekends, so the y-axis is shorter. This is partially to save space also. I went back to fill in social media, which is mainly Instagram and YouTube, so go figure. And I don't play a lot of games at one time, so I'm usually into like 1 or 2 at the same time. So yeah, not much to put. I have a total line, which will be the sum of hours for the month. I'll probably convert that into days to put it into perspective. I also moved the apps to the right instead of the top because it looked neater that way and more vertical space for the graphs. At first, I was going to have a finance section, but there wasn't enough space, so I combined finance into productivity and included like an others graph, but I have no idea what apps will be there yet, so just the total line for now. Also, I forgot to record where I did this header, so here's the Procreate replay. Super simple text, and I used the watercolor brush with the smudge tool to get that kind of effect. I'm going to be assigning colors to the top apps and dot in the hours with the color every day. And here's a quick example, which the real one would be neater, of course. The next idea is a piano practice tracker page, which it can be any type of instrument, sports, drawing. It could be anything that you want to practice and become better at. I think it's a little more unique than checking boxes for each day because you can see the time goal that you set and track how long you actually spent practicing and what you achieved. By the end of the month, you can see improvements and such, which would motivate you to keep going. Or if you couldn't follow your goals, what you can do to improve on that. I separated the page into 2 columns and also put lines between each day so it's super structured and neat. I also added highlights that's the same color as the title for the days and the writing at the bottom, which is reflection and goal setting for next month for this particular activity. But yeah, very simple, easy to do, and hopefully useful. And last but definitely not least is the charity/causes page, which I went all out for this one. Here's my Procreate replay of how I sketch everything out because of course I didn't record it and realized a little later. This setup idea actually inspired me to do this video, and the theme is windows, as you can see. I've always wanted to draw something like this. I think it's super cute, and I think it'll go so well with what I plan to write because each windows or half window will be a separation between different causes or charity that I support. I wanted to do this because one, this page is less traditional compared to things like movie tracker and stuff like that, which nothing wrong with it, but I don't see it often and I feel like it can be really meaningful to have. Two, I have charities that I research and make sure that they're legit and everything, but after a while I forget about it, so with this I can track it in a cute way. And lastly, I don't want this video to get too serious, but it will also be a reminder for me to be grateful for the life I have and that there are problems or crises out there that I can contribute to just a little bit to make the world a better place. And if everyone is mindful, that goes a long way. I should have drawn an outline for how long the bricks should be because with some bricks being shorter, it looked a little weird to me and I had to go back and fix it a couple times. But that's alright, at the end I kind of accepted it. I also drew lots of plants. I love drawings of windows with plants either on the sill or hanging pots or plants that hang out of pots. But I don't usually draw plants. I like them in paintings, but they're not my forte, so I don't draw it too often, which, I mean, I should practice to be better at it. But anyways, I refer to Pinterest a lot to draw a variety of plants for this painting because I usually stick to one or two types that I think I can draw well. But yeah, back to the topic. I like pictures with windows and plants. Super nice and cute. Also, I decided to use a sketching pencil to draw the lines for the windows and realized that I couldn't just fill it in with colors because there were gaps everywhere, so I colored these in, which was relaxing but tedious at the same time. Wouldn't recommend if you don't have a lot of time. And also the amount of layers I used, y'all. Yeah, please don't make this mistake. Oh, by the way, I love the green that I decided to use here. It's like an emerald ocean green and it's super pretty. I think it goes really well with this type of window because it made the window look rustic in a way, or maybe the window looks rustic already and the green just adds to it. Whichever way, I also used the green a bit later in the picture to make it look coherent. For a lot of the frames, I use the same brown tone or off-white tone so that the colors do not clash and the green of the plants for some of the windows pop out. And that's the same for the window itself. I use a grayish tone because it'll serve as a background to my writing and I didn't want it to be too saturated, if that makes sense. And here's an off-white tone again, but a little bit different from the other off-white tone because this was like for a column type window instead, and I kind of imagined it a certain color. I couldn't replicate it in here. Gave up partially because this took so long, but yeah. The red of the brick here also put more variety into the page, otherwise it'll look plain in my opinion, even with the green. And this color is kind of like a wineish brown red tone that you kind of see in bricks. I don't know if I like replicated it well, the color. I didn't like look up any hex code or anything, but yeah, even with this, like the tone is still less saturated, so they don't fight with one another and they don't look super different from one another, which is what I was going for. If you like paintings or drawings that use similar tones, then definitely go for that. You don't have to use this green or red. You can substitute it with something even less saturated or not as colorful, and that'll be a different style. I did my charity writing in Procreate. I didn't forget to record this time, and I pasted in Goodnotes, drew an outline to make it look like a sticker, and super cute and simple header idea, by the way. And here's how I'd be filling in the information. Super pretty background, but super simple to use. And that is it. I hope these pages provide you with some inspiration, and comment if you have a favorite. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to follow me on Instagram for extra bullet journal material. Thanks for watching. Bye!